Okay, this is my second time recording this. We had some technical difficulties during the first take of this, so if it did upload for some reason, I apologize. But this is officially part one because we kind of fucked up there. So, Slamaversery was 2 days ago, and it was a very decent pay-per-view. Probably a lot better than what WWE is gonna have next weekend with what is it? A new concept, Fatal 4-Way, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But for right now, Slamaversery, it's basically, like I said once again, the Teenage WrestleMania. Well, their version of it, but yes, it's basically Teenage WrestleMania. And it had really good matches. Every year, Slamaversery has very good matches. What I was disappointed about was they did not have a King of the Mountain match. And that was very sad because usually the main event is a King of the Mountain match. If you don't know King of the Mountain matches, look it up. There's matches of it all over YouTube, all over Google, whatever. There's matches of the King of the Mountain match, and they're very good. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. They're like one of the most difficult matches to win. I'll say that much. The rest you have to research about it and look up. But Slamaversery, although it did not have a King of the Mountain match, was a very good pay-per-view. And it started off with Kurt Angle versus the number 10 contender, Kazarian. Now, what I do think was interesting was that Ric Flair was not at ringside during that match, but he was at ringside during the AJ Styles Jay Lethal match, which I'll get to a little bit later in the show. But Jay Lethal, yes, Jay Lethal versus Kurt Angle, but no. To be honest, Kazarian versus Kurt Angle already happened a few years back on Impact. It was around the time when Kurt Angle was a world champion. I don't remember if he had all the titles or not, but it was around that time that he had some form of championship versus Kazarian in a title match on Impact. It was probably last year or 2 years ago. But Kurt Angle obviously beat Kazarian. He came close to beating Kurt Angle though. He was close. And this was basically the same result on Slamaversery. Although Kazarian tries to get himself intentionally disqualified by low-blowing Kurt Angle in front of the referee. And here's what Kurt Angle does. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because, maybe the contender ranking thing is almost like a title match, and, you can't win by disqualification or countout. Oh, they said nothing about that. So, low-blowing Angle. Brian Henley, referee, tries to ring the bell, and Kurt Angle just stops his arm, tells him he wants to win on his own. He does not want a cheap disqualification or countout win. Which is probably just Angle being Angle, but it probably will happen during the ranking matches, like rankings, because like a ranking superstar puts it up against another superstar. It's probably the same rules of title match. I do not know. I'm just guessing here. But late in the match, Kurt Angle hits angle lock on Kazarian. He grapevines a leg. It's over. Kazarian taps out, and Angle, I guess, is the number 10 contender now. The Blueprint Matt Morgan faced Hernandez in a very good match. To be honest, it was a very good match. Even though Matt Morgan came out with a neck brace and a doctor's note. You don't really see a 7-footer with a doctor's note giving it to referee. I don't really know if a 7-footer is that big of a pussy, but that's Matt Morgan for you. He walks out of the ring. Hernandez comes out to his music, gets Matt Morgan's ass back in the ring. Matt Morgan, he did a pretty good job for being an injured motherfucker. Now, Hernandez did do some funny things during the match, like push the referee around. I thought it was funny. And what I thought was funny, he gripped the referee and put him on the turnbuckle. But it got to the point where, you just can't do that to a referee anymore. And Hernandez got disqualified. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if he's just being Hernandez, he's just being pissed off, Latin blood, beating up Matt Morgan, that Latin fire going on there. But Hernandez gets disqualified, Matt Morgan wins, and then Hernandez takes out Matt Morgan and the referee, which I thought was just stupid. He takes out Brian Hebner, and Earl Hebner comes out, and I actually thought Earl Hebner was going to kick Hernandez's ass, but he doesn't. He checks on his son like the good father he is, and, you know, that's Earl Hebner being Earl Hebner, man. It's good. Now, the Monsters Ball match. Desmond Wolfe, a.k.a. Nigel McGuinness, versus the Monster Abyss with Chelsea at ringside. Now, it was a very brutal match like every Monsters Ball is. But during the match, I noticed, and I thought was funny the entire match, that Abyss gave Chelsea a teddy bear. Now, something about this teddy bear was different. Maybe, you know, white teddy bear with a little heart. Or maybe just because it has barbed wire on the inside and all around, like 2 circles overlapping full of barbed wire with a goddamn teddy bear. So imagine a teddy bear, but with barbed wire all over it. And he gives it to Chelsea. And she was holding it the entire damn match after that point. But, Desmond Wolfe had like a few near falls, but then Abyss hits the Black Hole Slam, 1, 2, 3, Abyss wins. And I'm just going to say this right now, why the fuck does he still have American Made? I know he has the Hogan ring and he's with Hogan, but American Made is not for the Monster Abyss. I'm just going to say that right now. It was a stupid thing on TNA. And it's been like that the past couple months. I mean, I've enjoyed it because I miss hearing the song, but it gets old after a while. Now, let me think. AJ Styles versus Jay Lethal. Like I said before, Ric Flair was at ringside for the AJ Lethal match, but not for the Angle Kazarian match. I don't know if there's something there. Maybe it's just Ric Flair being Ric Flair being late, Ric Flair's being Ric Flair, obviously. But AJ Styles versus Jay Lethal was a very good match. Jay Lethal won the match. I'm just going to say that right now. Jay Lethal won. Ric Flair got pissed off at AJ again. And that was pretty much it. There wasn't really much action you see from AJ Styles. You don't see the high-flying shit anymore. And I miss that from AJ. Just going to say that right now. But Brother Ray versus Jesse Neal was kind of a good match because it didn't even start like the way I would think. But Bubba Ray apologized to the fans, to Jesse Neal, to Brother Devon, to Shannon Moore, kind of. And Bubba Ray embraces Jesse Neal, his student, hugs him, shakes his hand, raises both Team Freeze arms, whatever, and they walk out. But seeing it's a classic double cross by Bubba Ray, hits a clothesline on Jesse Neal, and he throws him back in the ring. And the match starts. And it was a very good match. Bubba Ray was dominating the entire match, hit the Bubba Bomb. But Tommy Dreamer came out from the crowd. Kind of like Sandman used to do. But Tommy Dreamer comes out of the crowd. And, you know, it's Tommy Dreamer. People mark out in the chat rooms in the wrestling world. Mark out for Tommy Dreamer. Bubba Ray, you know, has a connection with Tommy Dreamer. ECW originals from the old ECW. Not the WWE shit that was on for a few years, but the old ECW. And people were having ECW chants, and I can hear them. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment, and it's a double cross on a double cross because Jesse Neal gets the roll up on Bubba Ray. 1, 2, 3. And Jesse Neal gets one of the biggest upsets in his career, in my opinion. Now, Jeff Hardy versus and Mr. Anderson versus Beer Money. And Jeff Hardy and Mr. Anderson have a new tag team name. I don't know if it's the Charismatic Enigma Assholes or whatever it is. But it was a funny name at the time. So, Charismatic Enigma Assholes or whatever it is beats Beer Money 1, 2, 3. Plain and simple. Now, let me think. The Knockouts title match. You cannot have Slamaversery without Knockouts. Just saying right there. It was the champion, Madison Rayne, Knockouts champion, versus the hardcore knockout Roxy. And I do not know why the fuck they call her TNA Knockout, because they're all TNA Knockouts. Now, Roxy has been known over the years as the hardcore knockout for people that